The great aim of education is not knowledge, but action. Herbert Spencer. My friends, all we ask from you is 10 to 15 minutes each and every day of action. That is putting the knowledge that you garner from being in the market each and every day, practice trading, following the charts, learning, paying attention. And I'm telling you, you can supercharge your training first and foremost by doing what? That is by filling out your daily market worksheet, your weekly market worksheet, and your trade worksheets, which will help you to, again, be able to put down what it is you are thinking on paper to make it real and to learn as you go, creating a trader's diary that will be invaluable to you. Let's jump into these charts. Everything is down for the day. This is one of those all down days we get every now and then. Some seasons we get more than others, but we see everything down. The biggest downer for the day is actually Bitcoin. Let's jump into the S&P though. It's down 0.70%. The Nasdaq's down about the same amount. Now, we have seen where the market moved up and peaked, and now we have a smaller candle and a smaller peak. Again, we're only halfway through this week. Again, this is a shortened trading week, right? We weren't open on Monday. We're now in Wednesday, and the market is closed. We see the 2-day, how it's topped out and starting to move over. This doesn't mean that things can't turn around and move back up again. We don't have any volume here to speak of. And again, market could just be digesting the up moves and getting ready to go up further. It could have topped out. We don't know. We don't have confirmation with volume at this point, but we are paying attention on this 2-day chart as to how things revved up and that have been sliding sideways and drooping, although it could just be a digestion of the up move and then further up move coming. But one down day, a little bit of down movement in the morning and afternoon. We've not even penetrated on the half-day chart, the weekly trend line. We're sitting right there on it on the 2-day chart, but we are paying attention. We look at where we are now. We've been in this trade for a while on the NASDAQ 100, so we're paying close attention here. We, of course, had the classic, well, close to the classic turnaround. We had a down move, hitting the lowest low of the interim with high volume. Now, the next week it was preceded again with another red candle. We typically like this candle, then this candle. That is the red down candle and then a green spinning top for a rotation over from down to an up move. That next week, we just had the market continuing to lag around, trying to find a bottom, didn't hit the lower low. Then we had the telltale sign of what? A green spinning top with average volume, and things took off from there. So we're down for the day, 0.69%. We're paying attention with a potential topping here. And again, we want to watch, want to capture as much of the up move as we can till we know that all the signals are telling us it's ending. We don't have all those signals yet, but we are watching closely. Let's look at where we are on TLT. It's down 1.18%. There was nothing to get us into this up move, and it wasn't much of an up move. We didn't have peak volume for the down move, nor peak volume for the rotation over. Didn't even have average volume for that. We had a doji, a red doji, that didn't tell us much of anything, except it was trying to seek some kind of price. Then things moved around for 3 weeks of up movement. This week down, waiting to see, are we going to have any kind of peak in volume here? So far, we haven't. We are down 1.21%. We saw on the prior Friday, Tuesday, 2-day candle, a penetration of the weekly trend line. And of course, the Wednesday, first day of the latest 2-day candle, the Wednesday 29 May is down. We can see where on Tuesday things push through the weekly trend line on the half day, further down on Wednesday. Let's move on to gold. Gold down 0.93%. We've talked about this ceiling that gold's hit a couple of times, bouncing off of that and continuing to move in that direction. 2.5 two-day candle, because it's the first day of the latest two-day candle. We can see where the big down moves in gold were last Wednesday and Thursday. Then, of course, we saw a little bit more down on Friday, popped up on Tuesday, getting back down, not quite to where the low was all the way back on Thursday of last week. So we'll see if we hit that low again Thursday and maybe go lower. Does look like gold has blown off a whole lot of that energy and does appear to be starting to crank over, going down. Then lastly, we'll look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin down again for the day, 1.80%. And of course, we can see for the last 2 days as Bitcoin has been trickling down, still above the weekly trend line on the half day, sitting right there above it on the 2-day. And when I say half day, I'm sorry. Well, it is half day, but 195 minutes is what I prefer to call it. But again, that is truly half of the day of the market on a standard market day, 9:30 to 4 p.m. That's why we have this. A lot of people don't use the 195-minute chart. They use like a 4-hour. Well, that's not accurate. We're going to use the right one. Started doing that many years ago. You can see where Bitcoin most recent peak was last week. We're nowhere near that. Just watching to see which way it's going. Now, for our Patreon members, I already recorded yesterday and put up at the Patreon page, Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies. You can see what's going on with Ethereum and and many other charts there. Also, 3 wave trades, which is exclusive to our Patreon members. That's also at the Patreon page. I do email both those videos out to Patreon members on Thursday. And of course, we release the Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies every Friday at the close of the market for everyone. And again, appreciate our Patreon members. Remember, first thing you get when you become a Patreon member at any of the 3 levels is you get the great training, Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way, 3-part series. If you're interested in options, we have the training for you. You will love it. We keep it simple, but we keep it straightforward, exactly what you need to learn what options are all about, come up with a simple technique to practice trade them. That is where we are, my friends. Thank you so much for being with us. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.